The spread of COVID-19 has made life much harder for frontline health workers, and that includes pharmacists. They're often some of the first professionals a person who is sick goes to see. Well, Hank Parsanaya is a pharmacist in Ontario, and he's been dealing with how to keep himself and his customers safe. And he joins us from the dispensary there in Uxbridge. Hank, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. How are you managing during this pandemic?
So, John, this has totally changed the way how we function in the pharmacy. So this has made me a germophobic, actually. So every time I have a customer walk in and I'm right behind them, as soon as they touch something, I'm like cleaning and wiping everything down. And also, generally, any pharmacy, we want more walk-in traffic. But this time, we are discouraging walk-in traffic. So like I'm telling all of my customers that, hey, can you please call me? I'll deliver your medication. Hey, or can we please do like parking lot pickups, or I would do curbside pickups. So that are the different changes that has happened.
People come in, of course, to pharmacies for so many other items these days, not just having their prescriptions filled. And I would imagine you're getting a lot of people looking for wipes and hand sanitizer and paper towels, things like that.
That is very true. Literally every second person that walks into the pharmacy, they are looking for the same things. And unfortunately, it is very difficult to procure the supplies for those items, even for our use.
What sort of extra measures are you taking to keep yourself and your customers safe, other than, as you say, the sort of remote pickup method?
So other thing is that so just a little bit of background. So I just recently opened up my pharmacy 6 months ago. So I'm a brand new business owner. So I was looking into getting a plexiglass installed, but I looked at the price quotes and I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I can afford it this moment. So what I'm doing is that, so I have got 20 disposable masks that I kept inside for myself. And I told myself that I'm only going to start using it once there's going to be any cases of COVID-19 in Uxbridge. And unfortunately, that has just recently happened. So I'm wearing face mask and also just making sure that we are like keeping the distance and telling people to calm down. And like these are like very other different things.
As you say, telling people to calm down is advice and information something else that you're dispensing these days with people coming worried about COVID-19?
That is very true. And tell you the truth, like pharmacists, we are the gatekeepers of medication supply chain. So the most common worry that we tend to get from people is that, what if I run out of the medication and nobody has it? So that is the biggest fear, and like that's where I'm just trying to tell people. And for example, recently you must be hearing on the news that pharmacists are like right now encouraging only 30 days supply, and so I just try to give them rationale that what is the reason behind it. For example, the easiest way I explain it to them is that, do you know what happened to toilet papers? Do you want the same thing to happen to the medication? Then people do realize that this can be a very devastating thing if that happens. And other thing is that like medication-wise, the things are doing okay right now. But the main issue is that, like for example, before I was spending only 5 minutes in maintaining my supply chain, and now I'm spending at least an hour to maintain the supply chain. So it's very important that like we make sure that people do understand and they are calm and realize that the medications are going to be available, but we want to make sure that everyone gets the right amount.
Now, you mentioned the monthly renewals in order to prevent people from hoarding and to maintain the supply chain. Have you heard complaints from your customers about, as I understand it, the dispensing fee is the same each time rather than a single dispensing fee for, say, 3 months, one for each month?
Yes, that's correct. So that is a very good point, John. And tell you the truth, I haven't had any complaints at all from the customers, because the main issue what I'm seeing is, for example, like I did see the coverage about for example, what are the side effects of the monthly dispensing, but not what is the reason behind monthly dispensing. So I have had many requests from different clients that, hey, what if I want to buy a whole year's worth of my medication? And can I do that? I'll just pay out of cash. I don't even want to go through the insurance plan. But what if that happens? And if the panic buying starts in the medications, what could end up happening is that like people who are financially able, they will be buying a whole lot of medication, and people who cannot afford, they will be out of the medication. So I haven't had any complaints from my customers because, as I mentioned, I give them the example of do you want the toilet paper crisis to happen to life-saving chronic medications? And people do understand it. They are very supportive.
One final question for you, sir. What is your, as this continues to go on, what is your biggest concern?
So my biggest concern is about the PPEs and availability for that for the pharmacies. So for example, if in case I want to order those PPEs for myself personal use, I cannot even get it from the distributors right now. And as a pharmacist, we are not on the list of government provided PPEs. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So if in case PPEs are available, we wouldn't be able to get it. And if in case I get sick, I'm just a brand new business owner, how I'm going to pay my bills, and if in case I've spread the sickness.
Yeah, and as we say, you're on the front lines, often the first place people to go when they aren't feeling well. Hank, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and good luck with the work that you're doing.
Thank you so much. Take care.